time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll keep it short and sweet. Oh, there he is! The Dutch boys. The Dutch boys are right after you guys. Okay, so go ahead and just tell me when we're good. And if you can, when you are talking, just talk into the mic because it's like they're so loud.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yeah, it's hard to hear. So, okay, are you?
Then we have foul number 3, University of Virginia.
Wait, was that a yes? No. Okay. Welcome back again to the Aston Martin tent for the 54th, I should say. I should probably get that right. Head of the Charles Regatta here in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm so excited here to have the guys from Germany. I'm so excited that you guys came all the way out here to race on the Charles, all the way from Germany. So let's dive right in. I want to hear all about your race. I want to hear why you guys came here, how it was for you. What were your first impressions of the Charles? So tell us a little bit about your experience coming out here.
So I start. We actually came here because I think the US rowing team invited us, and we were staying at the Yale University for 1 week and trained there with the Yale boys together. And then we headed out to Boston to compete at the head of the Charles.
Okay. So you came out here to train first and then just kind of stay for the Charles.
Yeah, we trained like 1 week in Yale and then came to the Charles. Yeah, it was like we came over here to race like in one of the biggest regattas in the world, or maybe the biggest one in the world. And we came here and was just like, whoa, that's huge over here. We like so many trailers, so many boats, so many people. The venue is just huge. I mean, like, I've never seen something like this before.
That's so neat to hear. And so when you come out here, who are you looking forward to actually racing? Because you guys are obviously, close. You're at the top of your game over in Germany. So when you come out here, who do you look forward to actually racing?
So it's for most of us, it's the first time in America before, and we have completed many international regattas before. But we are great that there are so many A teams from the national A teams, and I think it's very impressive to race against them and some old boys there. It's pretty cool there. So me personally, I have no special team that I was afraid of or that I was looking forward to race against, but yeah, it was just the event here.
Okay. Yeah, anybody else? Or was it kind of the same for you guys? You just kind of came out to race and kind of came out for the experience? Yeah, that's so neat. And so how did you find this course? Because this course is oftentimes known as a coxswain's course. So whether your coxswain takes those turns very sharp, you get your oars over the buoy lines, you scrape the bridges, you have to take a very tight line, and it's hard to actually pass other boats. So how did that go for you guys, having never been on this river before? Like how was did you have any trouble on the course?
Yeah, I think our coxswain did pretty well, but the last bridge was a little bit tricky. We ended up nearly at the land, so I think we had like 30 seconds or so that we have like lost them, but I think she made a pretty good job, and it's a pretty tough course with all the turns and all the bridges, and yeah, it's we're pretty rough out there with the wind and all the weather conditions. Yeah,
I know. We can hear it like blowing. We're almost blowing away here in this tent. The wind is really tough, and it also does kind of push you out a little bit further of the line, so it makes it hard to steer when you're getting blown all over the river. So, as we were talking about before, I bet the starting line gets crazy. It gets so crazy windy. So
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So. Now, back at home, are you guys all rowing for different clubs, and then you come together as national teams, or what do you do back in Germany?
Max?
Yeah, we all row for different clubs, but we train together in Dortmund. That's the Bundesstützpunkt. That means that all German athletes train in one city in Germany, so we can train the 8 or other boats. Not just pair or one single scar. So yeah, all rowers in Germany are in Dortmund. So the man.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
So yeah, that's a new that happened a year ago. So that everybody who wants to participate at the Olympics, so you have to go to Dortmund to be in the 8 or to row for Germany. So that's a new decision they made a couple years ago.
Okay. Okay. And so, are you guys all from the area, or did you have to move out there to go train?
Me personally, I had to move nearly 400 kilometers. I know that's 300 or 250 miles, so pretty far away. But it's quite cool there because there are many universities, so you can study whatever you want, and so everything is right there. So it was not that hard decision to go to Dortmund because of the sport.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And so, since rowing is such a huge part of your life, like you're training all the time, obviously, tell us a little bit about what is coming up for you, and like what are we going to see from you guys next?
So like our next competition is like in 6K test in the pair, and at the start of December, and then it's just rowing the pair, rowing tour until March. Where's our trials? So between that and yeah, we row our trials, and after the trials we get into our boats for the national team. So it's like most of just rowing the pair for us and studying all the time.
Okay. So what do you think is tougher to row, the pair or the 8?
It's so different. I mean, it's
Exactly.
like
Yeah. It's very different.
I don't know. Maybe like the others can say something about that.
I think the 8 is a pretty tough boat because you have all 8 guys connect. The coach tries to connect all 8 guys together to form a 8, and if one guy does not well in the 8, I think that's a huge problem. And in the pair, there's only 2 persons who have to connect to each other, so it's pretty more unstable, the pair. But I think the 8 is the top class boat, or in the world of rowing. So if you win the 8, you got a little bit of crown because the 8 is the hardest boat to produce to get the fastest boat. So yeah.
That's a really good answer. That's true. That is definitely true. Yeah. What do you think?
So I personally like the pair most because you get a better feeling of the water, and so the 8 is like a bath tube, so it's so big, and because in the pair it's more of your personal power. So what you put in, you get an instant feedback. In the 8, if you do something wrong, there are 7 other people who maybe compare that a little bit, and so me personally, I like the pair the most. It's for me the best boat, but the 8 is the crown of rowing, I think. So so
just really different. Just really different. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you guys spend so much time rowing. Like I said, you're training, you're moving to Dortmund. What are you doing when you're not rowing? What do you do for fun? Do you get to have fun? Do you have time?
Yeah, I mean, like most people do, we meet up with friends. I like to climb and do some music, and just some leisure activities like everyone does. So we're just normal people as everyone else. So we do like stuff that just
normal. I don't know. Are rowers normal people?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. Absolutely. What about you guys? What do you guys do when you're not rowing?
When I have time outside, I think it's not much time, but when I have time, I also cycling, meet friends. Yeah, I think just normal things, not very impressive or unnormal things. So
yeah. And what about you guys? Also, it's cycling or anything like cross training stuff, cycling. Yeah.
So I'm a surf instructor. So I made that a couple years ago, and when I have free time and there's not that much water around Dortmund, so I have to travel a lot to get to a space where I can surf.
Okay.
So, but that's if I have enough time, I try to do that, and cycling and just normal things. So I want to become a lawyer, and so that's hard. I think that's hard to get there, and because of that, I've not that much free time.
Yeah, in my free time, I like to read a lot of books and then also travel. My family is living 400 kilometers away, so I don't see them very often. And yeah, I like to read and also trying to get the new generation up to rowing in the club, so helping young guys to get better in rowing. So like a little bit of coaching in the club for the younger guys who are looking up to the older guys who had good rows out there.
That's really neat. That's really neat. And so when you're not rowing, you spend more time rowing.
Yeah,
Coaching
basically.
Absolutely. Okay, so last question before I let you guys go. Since this is your first time here on the Charles, what would you say now to somebody else who has never been here? What would you recommend for them coming onto this course for the first time? Just one piece of advice.
So the best advice I have: don't race here. So just get the feeling. No, I think it's quite cool here, and so if you're racing here, that's quite impressive to see that many people there. So I've been to Henley, and there are many people, but here there are even more, and that's very impressive that there are so many people interested in rowing and want to see that many boats participate here. So I think just come here and get the feeling about it. That's pretty cool. Just be here.
Just have a good time, right? This is a really fun race.
Yeah, Max.
Yeah, if you want a tough regatta, I think it's the best place to row. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah, get a good preparation for the 4.8 kilometer course here, and practice a lot of turns and buoys and bridges, and then also get a good cox, because the race course is pretty tough, and and enjoy the regatta course.
It's so fun. This
a lot
is
of
such
people
a fun
here,
race.
and
Yeah.
Train your coxswain right, because just lock in a room for 1 week and he has to learn the whole course by heart. I mean, it's like so important that he steers everything right and got everything, because you lose a lot of time if you don't do it.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. I've definitely seen that before. Or seen people hit the bridges, go around the bridges, hit the land, people are all over the place. So learn the bridges, learn the river. That is true. So where can we find you guys? Where can we follow you? Can we follow you on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat? Where can we find you?
So we have an Instagram, Snapchat account, not Snapchat, Facebook account, Deutschland Achter. So there's like the men's sweeping team with the Holy Grail, the German 8.
Everyone's heard of the Deutschland Achter.
Yeah. So follow the Deutschland Achter, and they get you everything.
Perfect. Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much for coming. I'm really, really glad you could come all the way out here from Germany and race with us here on the Charles, because it's so much fun, and having guys like you come out and race just makes it more fun, because now we have international. It's an international field. So, thank you again. Tons of fun.
Thank you too.
Absolutely, and we will definitely be following you and seeing what comes up next, and best of luck. So thank you so much.
you.
So again, reporting live from the Aston Martin studio from the 54th head of the Charles Regatta. Again, Team Germany right here. We're so excited to have them on board. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.